Hi, we are going to start with our class. Let's get started. Okay. We are going to check this exercise, workbook, page 12. Then we are going to listen to this audio.
Hey, Tom, what's on today's show?
Today, Sam, we're talking about really embarrassing things we've done. To begin with, I'm going to play you an interview with Maria. Something happened to Maria months ago that still makes her go bright red when she thinks about it.
Cool, let's hear it. So, I was on a train to Boston, and the train was like really full. So I sat down next to this old lady, and we started talking. She was all dressed up, so I asked her if she was going somewhere special. She said it was her 90th birthday, and she was on her way to a party at her daughter's house. I was like totally amazed by her age. Honestly, I thought she was about 60.
Are you getting to the point, Maria?
Oh, sure. So we were talking about all kinds of things. She grew up in the same town as me. She'd been a nurse when she was younger, and so on. She was very friendly. She shared her candy with me, and, as I say, we had a nice talk. And then the train slowed down, and we both got up to leave. When she was on her feet, she suddenly didn't look as young, so I thought I'd help her. I took her bag and gave her my arm as she stepped off the train onto the platform. Then, just thinking about this makes me want to die. You'll never guess what happened next.
What?
I don't know how it happened, but somehow I dropped her bag and it fell on the track.
What? Actually under the train?
Well, kind of, so that I couldn't get it back anyway.
Oh no! What did the lady say?
Oh, she was really annoyed with me. I felt terrible. Luckily, a man who worked at the station had a special stick that he used to pick the bag up off the line, but it was awful. And to make matters worse, a bottle in the bag had broken and the medicine from it had spilled and made a real mess. I felt so bad. Anyway, so then I started.
Okay, can you understand? Can you get the general idea? Let's listen again. Here is the script.
Hey, Tom, what's on today's show?
Today, Sam, we're talking about really embarrassing things we've done. To begin with, I'm going to play you an interview with Maria. Something happened to Maria months ago that still makes her go bright red when she thinks about it.
Cool, let's hear it. So, I was on a train to Boston, and the train was like really full. So I sat down next to this old lady, and we started talking. She was all dressed up, so I asked her if she was going somewhere special. She said it was her 90th birthday, and she was on her way to a party at her daughter's house. I was like totally amazed by her age. Honestly, I thought she was about 60.
Are you getting to the point, Maria?
Oh, sure. So we were talking about all kinds of things. She grew up in the same town as me. She'd been a nurse when she was younger, and so on. She was very friendly. She shared her candy with me, and, as I say, we had a nice talk. And then the train slowed down, and we both got up to leave. When she was on her feet, she suddenly didn't look as young, so I thought I'd help her. I took her bag and gave her my arm as she stepped off the train onto the platform. Then, just thinking about this makes me want to die. You'll never guess what happened next.
What?
I don't know how it happened, but somehow I dropped her bag and it fell on the track.
What? Actually under the train?
Well, kind of, so that I couldn't get it back anyway.
Oh no! What did the lady say?
Oh, she was really annoyed with me. I felt terrible. Luckily, a man who worked at the station had a special stick that he used to pick the bag up off the line, but it was awful. And to make matters worse, a bottle in the bag had broken and the medicine from it had spilled and made a real mess. I felt so bad. Anyway, so then I started.
Okay, so let's try to solve the exercises. Yes, we already listened. So choose the best summary. Option A, Maria made friends with an old lady. Maria dropped someone's bag on the train. Maria upset a complete stranger. In this case, it would be letter C. Upset a complete stranger. Yes. Well, we're going to check the next exercise. Yes, if you can, if we need, we can check the script. Choose the correct options to complete the sentences. Maria was surprised by how old the lady was, how nice the lady looked, or how interesting the lady was. In this case, is option A, how old the lady was. We are going to input here this option. Yes. Number 2, Maria and the lady had nothing, option A, nothing to talk about, a little to talk about, or a lot to talk about. Yes, a lot to talk about. Yes, number 3, when she stood up, the lady appeared shorter, younger, or older. If you can remember, is older. Okay. Maria tried to help the lady by supporting her with her arm, supporting her with her arm and holding her back, or holding her back. Yes, it's a letter B, supporting her with her arm and holding her back. Maria dropped the lady's candy, the lady's bag, or the lady's stick. The lady's bag. The bag fell on the track, on the platform, or on a man. Yes, track, the track. Number 7, the old lady was very angry, pretty calm, too upset to talk. Very angry. Yes, check this part. And the man helped them by mending the bag, picking up the medicine bottle, or getting the bag back. Getting the bag back. Yes, this is a situation. We can check the script. Check here. Check this part. What's on today's show? Today, Sam, we're talking about really embarrassing things that we've done. Yes, to begin with, I'm gonna play you an interview with Maria. Something happened to Maria months ago that still makes her go bright red when she thinks about it. Cool, let's hear. So I was on a train to Boston and the train was like really full, full of people. So I sat down next to this old lady and we started talking. She was all dressed up. So I asked her if she was going somewhere special. Dress up is that her dress or her clothes are elegant, something like this. Yes, she said it was her 90th birthday. And she was on her way to a party at her daughter's house. I was like totally amazed by her age. Honestly, I thought she was about 60. Are you getting to the point, Maria? Oh, sure. We were talking about all kinds of things. They talk a lot. She grew up in the same town as me. She'd been a nurse when she was younger, and so on. She was very friendly. She shared her candy with me, and as I say, we had a nice talk. Then the train slowed down, and we both got up to leave. When she was on her feet, she suddenly didn't look as young, so I thought I'd help her. I took her back and gave her my arm as she stepped off the train onto the platform. Then, just thinking about this makes me want to die. You'll never guess what happened next. What? I don't know how it happened, but somehow I dropped her back and it fell on the track. What? Actually under the train? No, kind of. So I couldn't get it back anyway. So what did the lady say? She was really annoyed with me. I felt terrible. Luckily, a man who worked at the station had a special stick that he used to pick the back up of the line, but it was awful. And to make matters worse, a bottle in the bag had broken, and the medicine from it had spilled and made a mess. I felt so bad. Anyway, so this is an embarrassing situation. Okay. Yes. Yes, you can think about something that you've done. Yes, that felt you and make you feel embarrassed. Yes. Well, we are going to check the reading. Read the blog about games that use pictures, and we are going to complete 1 to 6 with the adjectives in the box. We have the adjectives annoyed, disappointed, confusing, surprised, interesting, and boring. Yes, we have here. Tom writes about his favorite games. Games that use pictures. I am an amateur photographer. So it's probably not surprising that I love games that are based on images. Last Christmas, I organized a quiz for my family. I selected images of different people in the news that year and everyone earned a point for each person they could name correctly. My sister thought it was, and in this case, it was boring. So she didn't really try. I was really check here when my dad won. He even managed to recognize Taylor Swift. So I was really surprised when my dad won. He even managed to recognize Taylor Swift. Then my parents told me about a game named Spot the Ball that was very popular in the 1970s. It was a simple game found in lots of newspapers. You look at an action shot of a soccer game, but the ball was removed from the photo and you had to say where you thought it should be. Apparently, my dad found it really interesting and played it every week. He find out it really interesting, so play it every week. But my mom got very annoyed with him because he wanted to discuss exactly where all the players were looking. Mom used to guess, and one week she won. She only won $100, but was a lot of money in those days. Later, I read an article about the game, and I was amazed that the last time anyone won the jackpot prize was in 2004. About 3 million people used to play it every week in the 1970s. But now there are only 14,000 players. Sorry. I think that is a little disappointing because it's a lot of fun. There's another game that I really enjoyed that uses images. You see a very small part of something in detail, and you have to figure out what it is. There are entire blocks with this kind of pictures. One of my favorites is http floor6.blogspot.co.uk. Some of the images are really confusing, but to me that's what makes them even more interesting. I love asking myself questions about it. What does it look like? Is it an animal? Is that a part of a machine? How big is it really? Do you want to take a guess? Look at these 3 images and try to figure out what they are. So here we have here these pictures. Yes, it's part of the game. I don't know exactly what are they, but what this is the kind of game. Yes. Here we have here this part. You are going to tell me if this are the sentences true, false, or isn't enough information to decide. Yes. We are going to start with number 1. The writer's family plays game together every Christmas. In this case, there isn't enough information. They are talking about only this Christmas. The writer's sisters got more correct answers than the father. It's false. In fact, remember, his dad won. The writer's mother couldn't name any of famous people. There isn't enough information. They don't say. He doesn't say anything special about the mother's answers. Number 4, the Spot the Ball competition started in the 1970s. There isn't enough information. They say he said that this game was played in the 1970s, but no more. Number 5, the writer's mother play Spot the Ball more than once. It's true. Yes, the writer's father was angry when his wife won a prize. There isn't enough information. The writer's parents didn't earn much money. There isn't enough information. Spottable is less popular today than in the past. It's true. Spottable is a more difficult competition today than in the 1970s. There isn't enough information, and the writer prefer games that use pictures of animal. There isn't enough information. Yes. Remember, she likes to play games with pictures. Okay, so we are going to go to them to the next page. Yes. Okay, we're going to check this part. It's review and practice. Units 1 to 2. Okay, we are going to answer this part. Yes, then we start with grammar. Remember, try to read the instructions so that you are sure that you understand the instructions. In this case, choose the correct options to complete the sentences. Here we have a question. These options: you are married, are you married, or is you married? In this case, it's the letter B. Are you married? Remember, question starts in this case with the verb be, then the subject. Are you married? In this person is another. Is he married? Are they married? Yes. Number 2. She Japanese food. She's liking Japanese food. She like Japanese food, or she likes Japanese. In this case, it's a state verb, so she likes Japanese food. Yes. Number 3, it's a question. Remember this question. I can take a message. It's not the form of a question. So, do I can? It's not possible, so it's the letter B. Can I take a message? In general, is this that we ask when we answer the phone? Yes. Yes. Number 4. In the summer, we have the option. Option every day go swimming every day, go every day swimming. It's letter B. Go swimming every day. Go swimming every day. Yes. Number 5. We'll check this a question. When? Check here. Do you got here? It's not possible. Did you get here? Or are you get? It's letter B. When did you get here? Yes. Number 6. We went to Brazil last year, past year, or ago year. Last year. Yes. Number 7, the train in the morning. Yes, late in the morning, always is late, is always late. It's letter C. The train is always late in the morning. Yes, and the last one is, it's a question. Time did you wake up yesterday is what time? What time did you wake up yesterday? Yes, so in this case, we finish this exercise. Check here, we have here. Rewrite the sentences using the tense in parentheses. Check here, number 1, I worked in a restaurant, simple present, simple past, I worked in a restaurant. Remember the pronunciation? I worked in a restaurant. Yes, we have here number 2. I don't wear dark clothes. Is in simple present. Yes, so with present continuous is I'm not wearing that dark clothes. Yes, yes, I'm not wearing dark clothes. Number 3, where do you go to school? It's in simple present, then in simple past. Where did you go to school? Did you go to school? Yes. Number 4, what do you do? It's in simple present. Yes. And in present continuous is what are you doing? What are you doing? Number 5, did you take a lot of photos on your trip? It's in past. Then in simple present, do you take a lot of photos on your trip? Do you take? Yes, in this case, it's only with this simple change. I buy bread in the supermarket is in simple present. So, in simple past, I bought bread in the supermarket. Yes, remember this past, check the tense, and it's not it's easy to complete this one. We have here the text. Complete the text with the correct forms of the verb in parentheses. In this case, Ishita Malavilla. Yes, so we have here, we have here is a question where the verb be Ishita from. Yes, so we are going to put where is. Where is Ishita from? Yes, check here. Number next, she grew up. Yes, the verb in past. She grew up in Mumbai, India. And now she lives. Simple present, remember? With the third person. Yes. And now she lives in Manipal, in the state of Karnataka. 875 kilometers away. What? Check here. Check here. Yes. Yes. So what does she do? It's a question. We need an auxiliary. What does she do? What does she do? A few years ago, she, in this case, we're going to use in the past. A few years ago, she became India's first professional female surfer, and now, it's past, and now she has a surfing school. Yes, we are going to use simple present. She has a surfing school where she teaches tourists and local people how to surf. How did she start? How did she start surfing? When she went to college in 2007, when she went to college in 2007, she met a German student with a surfboard. At first, she couldn't. She couldn't believe that people surf in India. So she asked him about it and started to learn. What, in this case, check here. What is she doing today? She's making a movie about her story. She hopes it makes more people want to learn how to surf in India. I think it's this young woman has an interesting life. This service, her way of living. So she is doing what she loves. Well, we are going to check this part. We have here, we are going to match these adjectives with the definition. Okay? Yes, check here. We have shy, embarrassed, patient, annoying, confused, disappointed, lazy, and generous. Someone who feels bad because he or she made a mistake, it's embarrassed. Okay. Someone who doesn't want to work or try hard, it's lazy. Someone who is happy to give money, help, or his her time is generous. Someone who doesn't mind waiting a long time for something is patient. Yes, someone who doesn't understand something is confused. Someone who feels sad because something bad happened is disappointed. Someone who doesn't like meeting lots of new people is shy. And someone who makes other people feel a little angry is annoying. Mhm. Okay. Mhm. So remember the definitions when you try to remember what those or these adjectives mean. You can think something like this, or you can try to remember their faces. Yes, something you need to memorize this part. Well, we are going to check this part. We're going to choose the word that is different, and we are going to display our answer. Yes, check here this part. Where, carry, bring, and funny. What would be the difference? In this case, it's funny because the others are all verbs. Number 2, rude, tired, honest, and sociable. Yes, rude, tired, honest, sociable, it would be tired. Because the others describe personality. Yes, tired is when you feel tired because you work too much, you exercise a lot. Yes. Number 3, boring, excited, interesting, and disappointed. Disappointing. Yes, in this case, it's this, it's excited. Because the others are ing adjectives. Number 4, retire, stay in shape, grow up, finish school. Check here. What is the difference? Stay in shape. The others are all life stages. Number 5, tell, expect, remind, and nice. It's nice. The others are verbs. Yoga, Pilates, Pilates, swimming, exercise. So, in this case, we is exercise because the other are kind of exercise. Number 7, get up, get married, get engaged, get a divorce. Is get up. The others are life stages. Hope, number 8, hope, relax, expect, and look forward to. Yes, it's relax. The others are so similar meaning. Yes. Here we have here. Choose the correct options to complete the sentence. Yes, we have here. Thank you for eating at our restaurant. Please come back soon. Please come back soon. Letter C. Yes. She really, her mother, they have the same eyes. She really, letter B, looks like her mother. Yes. Yes. Number 3. Haley is really, we have the explanation. She spent 10 hours a day in the office. Yes, so Haley is really hard work. Yes, she spends 10 hours a day in the office. Number 4, the meeting to finish at about 3 o'clock. I expect, letter B. Can you tell me your name, please? Can you say me your name, please? Or can you remember me your name, please? Please, can you tell me? Tell me your name, please. Number 6, Raúl, most weekends with his family. Yes, it's Raúl spends. Yes. When I was a child, I, check here, went swimming, I did swimming, play swimming is I went. Remember, we use go swimming, in this case is past, went swimming. My soccer team lost the game. I felt so disappointed. Yes. And the number 4 exercise. Complete the sentences with the verbs in the box. We have here, go on, lose, retire, wait, remember, learn, have, finish, miss, and meet. Yes, so the number 1 is most students finish high school at the age of 18. In general, this is the age. Obviously, there are exceptions, but in general, most students finish. High school at the age of 18. Sonia didn't, in this case, but she arrived late, didn't miss. Yes. The train, but she arrived late. She was lucky. Number 3, all my friends. In this case, we're going to use go on social media every day. Did Alex remember to buy some eggs? I'm going to move. Sorry. I want to write it and not to 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 cover the letters, the sentence. Remember to buy some eggs. My father is 62 and he wants to retire next year. When you are in college, you meet lots of interesting people. How often do you lose your sunglasses? I'm married, but I don't want to have any children. This year, I want to learn to play a musical instrument. Yes, can you wait for me after class? Okay. Yes. So let's check this part. Yes. Describe two friends using personality adjectives. Yes, in this case, we have, for example, I have a friend who is very generous, who is very intelligent, who is funny. Yes, funny, intelligent, who is shy. Yes. For example, check here, describe one thing you do every month and one thing you do every year. One thing you do every month, I don't know, for example, every month, I don't know, it's for example, I go to the bank every month. Yes, and every year I go out on vacation every year, once a year. Name five hobbies or activities you like doing. Hobbies, activities, go swimming, go hiking, play play soccer, play basketball, play the guitar, play the violin, do karate. Write a sentence using the simple present and the present continuous. Remember, the simple present is when we use, for example, when we are talking about facts or habits. I work from Monday to Friday. I am working home this week. Is this for temporary things? Or in this case, I am teaching English right now. Yes, write a sentence using the simple, yes, this is it. Write a sentence about yourself using because. Yes, I am, for example, I am a very funny because I know everyone laugh when I tell them a joke. Yes. Write a sentence about someone you know using so. I have a friend who is so shy, so I need to help her to talk to someone she doesn't know. Yes. In this case, remember the past, write two things you did last weekend. Last weekend, I went to I don't know, I went to I went to a restaurant. Yes, write a sentence about what you did yesterday using after. I went to the movies. After I went out of dinner. Yes. Write two questions for an interview with a musician you like. For example, here, You choose a musician. I'm going to choose a, well, he's not alive, but I'm going to choose a let me think, someone different. Yes, I don't know, Ed Sheeran. And for example, what is your inspiration for your songs? Yes, and for example, do you like to sing in front? Do you like to give concerts? Think a relative and describe two or his her life stages. For example, a relative, I can think about my father. Yes, he retired when he was 63. Yes, he got married when he was 27. Yes, give an expression to start telling an story. Yes. Well, in this case, it's do you remember when we went to some place? Yes. And give an expression to show that you are interested in a story. Oh, really? Tell me. Tell me more. Oh, no, poor baby, depend of the story. Okay, so we are going to go to the next page. Okay. We are going to start unit 3. Keep on traveling. Yes, we have here. We are going to work with comparatives, superlatives, useful adjectives. Tourist or traveler. We have here. Yes, look at the quiz. At the title of the quiz, what is the difference between a tourist and a traveler? We have here, are you a tourist or a traveler? This is the title. And what do you think is the tourist and a traveler? Yes, a tourist mainly wants to relax, see famous places and have fun. A traveler is usually more adventurous and want to learn about another country and culture. This is a possible answer. Yes, check here. Next part. Yes, match the speech bubbles with the pictures with the people in the pictures. Check here. I want to go to different countries, try unusual food, and have an adventure. And this, I prefer to stay at nice hotels, visit famous sites, and have good time. And that is the picture. Yes, so this person is with speech bubble letter B, and this is with speech bubble letter A. Yes, check here. Yes. Well, we are going to check for all the adjectives. Yes, yes, here is different, unusual, in this case, and in this case, nice, famous, yes, nice and famous, yes. We are going to go to the vocabulary practice. Yes. Yes, we are going to check this part, useful adjectives. We have here these pictures, and we have these adjectives in it. Yes. Number one, it's check here. Yes, it's crowded. Crowded like this. Yes. This part, check here. It's quiet. Number three, ancient. Number four, check here, check the face of the woman, it's ugly. Number five is lively. Number six, uncomfortable. Number seven, check here, famous. Number eight, busy. Number nine, unusual. Number 10, polluted. Number 11, modern. And number 12, mess. We are going to listen.
1,
Crowded.
2,
Quiet.
3,
Ancient.
4,
Ugly.
5,
Lively.
6,
Uncomfortable.
7,
Famous.
8,
Busy.
9,
Unusual.
10,
Polluted.
11,
Modern.
12,
Messy.
Okay, we're going to listen again. Check the pronunciation.
1,
Crowded.
2,
Quiet.
3,
Ancient.
4,
Ugly.
5,
Lively.
6,
Uncomfortable.
7,
Famous.
8,
Busy.
9,
Unusual.
10,
Polluted.
11,
Modern.
12.
Messy.
Okay. So we are going to do the exercise. Yes, you are going to choose the correct word to complete the sentences. Remember, read all the sentence to complete to use the correct word. Yes, so check here. Our hotel room was really uncomfortable or quiet. We complained to the manager. In this case, it's uncomfortable. We complained to the manager. Petra is one of the most lively or famous archaeological cities in the Middle East. Is famous. Petra is one of the most famous archaeological sites in the Middle East. You will love this restaurant. It's always very lively. We went to the beach for our vacation, but the water was really polluted or messy. Polluted. It's impossible to get on the buses at rush hour because they are so crowded. If you go to Egypt, don't miss the ugly or ancient temples. The ancient temples in Luxor and Aswan. We love Vietnam. Yes, the streets were really busy with all kinds of vehicles and people. Number 8, he went all around the world, and all he bought me was an ugly key ring. Well, yes. Number 9, we went for a walk away from downtown and found someone. We went for a walk away from downtown and found some quiet streets. Number 10, we saw some very unusual animals when we went to Australia. Number 11, there is a new building downtown. It's really modern. The children's rooms are always messy when they're on summer vacation. Yes. And we are going to complete this part with the correct adjectives. Remember, my first trip to a foreign country was in 2015 when I visited Cambodia. My favorite place was Angkor Wat, which is one of the most famous archaeological sites in the world. There are hundreds of ancient temples from the 12th century in an area over 1 kilometer square. It's a very unusual place, but I'm very glad I went. I went very early in the morning because it gets very busy later in the day, and the buses get crowded. Yes, you can visit the site by yourself or hire a guide who can show you around and explain everything. Remember not to wear uncomfortable shoes because you have to walk a lot. Okay? Yes, this is the okay. So we are going to go back to the page 22. Okay. We are going to have this exercise. Take a quiz in pairs. Write down your partner's answers. Look at the results on this page. Are you and your partner similar? What do you usually do on vacation? I try to see the most famous sites in a city or visit the big museums, or I like to go somewhere unusual and discover new things. We have 2 options. Yes, do you prefer to stay downtown or away from the center of town? Downtown can be more expensive, but is the best place to be. I prefer to be farther away from the downtown area. It's cheaper and quieter. Do you use a guidebook? Yes, I do. I like to plan my trip carefully before I go. And option B, never. Reading guidebooks isn't as good as talking with local people. Do you ever explore new places alone? No, I don't. Vacations are about spending time with friends and family. And option B, yes, I do. You discover more about yourself when you're by yourself. And number 5, what time of year do you prefer to travel? Option A, in the summer when the weather is hot and everyone is happier. Yes, and option B, the summer is the worst time. Places aren't as crowded at other times of the year. It depends of what you looking for. Yes, check here. Yes, for example, here for adventures for a traveler, yes. Yes, in this case, it's I think it's the options B. Yes, with this part. Wow. Mhm. We are going to use the comparatives, complete the charts with comparatives and superlative adjectives from the quiz. Can you complete the other forms? We have the comparative and the superlative. Famous, the superlative is the most famous. And the comparative is more. I'm going to put in to charts. More. Famous. Yes, more famous than most famous. This is the comparative, and the other is the superlative. Cheap, the comparative is cheaper. And the superlative is the cheapest. Okay. Yes. The comparative is happier. And the superlative is the happiest. Okay. Yes, in this case, far, and we have two options. Yes, is further. And the other option, further. Okay. And the superlatives, the. Okay, the furthers, the farthest. In this case, is the good is irregular, is a good is better. And the superlative is the best. Bad is worse. And the superlative, the worst. Here is the chart. Yes. So check this part. We are going to match the sentence 1 to 2 with the correct meanings A, B. Yes. Reading guidebooks isn't as good as talking with local people. And reading guidebooks is as good as talking with local people. So reading guidebooks and talking with local to local people are equally good. So this is matching with number 2. And reading guidebooks is worse than talking with local people is number 1. Check here this part. The comparative, superlative, not as. Comparatives. Your hotel is cheaper than my hotel. The festival is more exciting than the castle. Superlative. This is the biggest museum in the country. The castle is the most famous building in the city. In this case, we have these options. The beaches aren't as crowded as they are in the summer. We have here. Remember, check here. Comparative. Comparative. We have here. Your hotel, my hotel, cheaper than. The festival and the castle. We have two things we're comparing. Superlative, we are saying that this thing, in this case, for example, this is the biggest museum in the country. The biggest. Yes, in the country there are, this is the biggest. There are no other museums bigger than this. The castle is the most famous building in the city. Because this is there are no another building more famous like this. And in this case, the beaches aren't as crowded as they are in the summer. Yes, we have here this part. We are going to practice grammar. Yes, we have here comparatives, superlatives, not as. Comparatives. We use comparatives, adjectives plus than to compare things. Helen is taller than Jason. The train is more expensive than the bus. We can also use less plus the adjective plus than to compare things. The train is less crowded than the bus. Equal, the bus is more crowded than the train. The subway is less expensive than the train, meaning that the subway is cheaper than the train. In this case, we have here, we use as with adjectives to say two things are the same. Sophia is as tall as Jasmine. The train is as fast as the bus. We use not as with adjectives to say two things are different. Sophia isn't as tall as Helen. Sophia means Sophia is less tall than Helen. The bus isn't as expensive as the train. Means the bus is less expensive than the train. After comparatives or not as, we can use an object pronoun or a subject pronoun plus auxiliary verb. Marcos is faster than me. Means Marcos is faster than I am. Claudia is more relaxed than her. Claudia is more relaxed than she is. Then we have the superlatives. We use superlative adjectives to say that something is more than all the others in a group. For example, Helen is the tallest in her class. The train is the most expensive way to travel around the city. We can also use the least plus the adjective to say something is less than all the others in a group. It's the least dangerous way to travel. Means it's the safest way to travel. Remember here, we have here this part. For example, here, we have an adjective is one syllable. We add ER, ES, the comparative and superlative. Fast, faster, comparative, fasted, superlative. When a one-syllable adjectives end in a consonant plus vowel plus consonant, we double the final consonant. And then R, E, R, or EST. Hot, we double the T, hotter, hottest. When an adjective ends in a consonant plus Y, we change the Y to I, and then add ER, EST. Easy, we change the Y, easier, easiest. When an adjective is two or more syllables, we use more or most plus the adjective. Comfortable, more comfortable, most comfortable. And some comparatives are irregular. Good, better, best. Bad, worse, worst. Far, farther, further and farther, further and furthest and farthest. Yes, we are going to listen to this part.
Fish is healthier than meat. I'm much more patient than you. I'm much less patient than you. Melissa is as friendly as her sister. It isn't as warm as it was yesterday. This is the fastest car in the world. I bought the most expensive phone in the store. I bought the least expensive phone in the store.
Okay, so remember this part. We are going to solve the first exercise. Yes, complete the sentences with the comparative or superlative form of the adjectives in parentheses. Check here. Yes, the Torre Latino is we have here the adjective good. So is the best place for a view of Mexico City. The best. Yes, superlative. I can't believe you're, in this case, check here, then is a comparative, older, older than me. My apartment, check here, far, yes. Check here, then is a comparative, farther or further. Yes, I think Tokyo is the, check here, interesting, yes, we're going to use the superlative, and in this case is the most interesting city I know. Is Beijing, check here, then is a comparative, is Beijing bigger than Tokyo? It's a question. And Dubai is one of the busiest airports in the world. So you can check here when we need comparative or superlative. Yes, well, we are going to check the next part. Yes, complete the second sentence with not as, so it means the same as the first sentence. Your new apartment is bigger than your old apartment. So your old apartment isn't as big as your new apartment. Mean the same. Isn't as big as. Moscow is more famous than Sao Paulo. So Sao Paulo isn't as famous as Moscow. Number 3, the subway and the bus are equally crowded. So the subway is as crowded as the bus. And number 4, I think this part of town is livelier than downtown. So downtown isn't as lively as this part of town. Yes, remember how do we use this part? Yes, so we have here these options. Check here the prices of Hotel Romeo, Hotel Brooklyn, Hotel Cruz. Yes, check here. We have cheap and expensive. So Hotel Cruz is, check here the prices. So is the Hotel Cruz is the cheapest hotel. Hotel Romeo is the most expensive hotel. Number 3, check the prices. Hotel Brooklyn. Hotel Brooklyn is cheaper than Hotel Romeo, or isn't as expensive as, but it isn't as cheap as Hotel Cruz. Yes. Number 4, we have here March 1st, 10 degrees, March 2nd, 15 degrees, March 3rd, 25 degrees, cold and hot. So, yes, March 1st was colder than March 2nd. March 3rd was the hottest date. No, with superlative with double T. And 6, March 2nd was colder than March 3rd. You can say wasn't as hot as March 3rd, but it wasn't as cold as March 1st. Yes, so we have here next part, Mumbai, Madrid, and Buenos Aires. Busy, quiet. So Mumbai is the busiest city. Buenos Aires is the quietest city. And Madrid isn't as busy as Mumbai, but it's busier than Buenos Aires. Yes, check here. Remember this part. We are going to go back to the page 23. Okay, we are going to listen.
Hey, Harry, guess what? I'm going to Europe this summer. I know you lived in Paris a few years ago. So, what's the best way for me to get around the city?
Well, the subway, or the metro as it's called there, is the quickest way, but you don't get to see the city. So why not rent some roller skates? It's a lot of fun. Or you could take the bus. But the traffic in Paris is really bad, so it's probably not as fast as skating. Yes, I think roller skates are the best option.
Thanks, Harry. I'll think about it. Dan, you know Paris well. What's the best thing to see?
Well, the Eiffel Tower is the most popular place in the city, especially in the summer, but it's very expensive. Then, of course, there's the Louvre. That gets very busy too, and there are too many things to see if you're only there for a few days. I know, go to the Butte-Chaumont Park. It isn't as famous as the other attractions, but it's really beautiful and a lot quieter.
Great. So Buttes, how do you spell that?
Buttes.
So, Charlotte, you're French. I want to try some traditional French food in Paris, but the restaurants are much more expensive than I thought. Do you have any suggestions?
Yes, you're right. Restaurants are very expensive in Paris, and the ones downtown are the worst. How about a picnic?
Aren't there any hamburger restaurants?
Hamburgers? I thought you said you wanted to try something French. Trust me, Michelle, a picnic is perfect for you. Go to a bakery, buy some French bread, and then buy some delicious French cheese. Et voila! It's as cheap as fast food, but it's a lot better in my opinion.
Okay, Charlotte, thanks. Maybe you're right.
Okay, we're going to listen again. Here is the script.
Hey, Harry, guess what? I'm going to Europe this summer. I know you lived in Paris a few years ago. So, what's the best way for me to get around the city?
Well, the subway, or the metro as it's called there, is the quickest way, but you don't get to see the city. So why not rent some roller skates? It's a lot of fun. Or you could take the bus. But the traffic in Paris is really bad, so it's probably not as fast as skating. Yes, I think roller skates are the best option.
Thanks, Harry. I'll think about it. Dan, you know Paris well. What's the best thing to see?
Well, the Eiffel Tower is the most popular place in the city, especially in the summer, but it's very expensive. Then, of course, there's the Louvre. That gets very busy too, and there are too many things to see if you're only there for a few days. I know, go to the Butte-Chaumont Park. It isn't as famous as the other attractions, but it's really beautiful and a lot quieter.
Great. So, Buttes, how do you spell that?
Buttes.
So, Charlotte, you're French. I want to try some traditional French food in Paris, but the restaurants are much more expensive than I thought. Do you have any suggestions?
Yes, you're right. Restaurants are very expensive in Paris, and the ones downtown are the worst. How about a picnic?
Aren't there any hamburger restaurants?
Hamburgers? I thought you said you wanted to try something French. Trust me, Michelle, a picnic is perfect for you. Go to a bakery, buy some French bread, and then buy some delicious French cheese. Et voila! It's as cheap as fast food, but it's a lot better in my opinion.
Okay, Charlotte, thanks. Maybe you're right.
Okay, so Michelle is going to one to Europe. And he is asking for some advices to when she is there. Yes. Paris trip. What do you think? It's the advice. Yes, in this case, it's roller skates. Yes. And attractions, the Buttes-Chaumont Park. And a food, a picnic. Remember, restaurants in Paris are very expensive. Yes, so check here. The Eiffel Tower is crowded and expensive, and the Louvre is too big. And if you are not going to stay a lot of days, you need a time to stay there. Well, check here. Well, we are going to check this pronunciation. We are going to listen to this.
The metro is the quickest way.
Can you repeat? The metro is the quickest way. Please repeat. Okay, next.
2.
The restaurants are much more expensive than I thought.
The restaurants are much more expensive than I thought. Please repeat.
3.
The ones downtown are the worst.
The ones downtown are the worst. Please repeat.
4.
It's as cheap as fast food, but it's a lot better.
Is as cheap as cheap as fast food, but it's a lot better. Please repeat. Okay, it's time. Thank you for being here. See you next class. Have a nice day. Bye.